Hey, crew, welcome back to another episode of the Skipper Report. On this episode, I talk with the crew from Rise of Tele, based out of Washington in the U.S., just outside of Seattle. And we have Serge Baranovsky, owner, and Brian Hitchens and Molly Hitchens, who are part of the Rise of Tele crew. And we get into how they got into telemark skiing, how Serge identified a need for retail telemark gear space and rentals, and how Brian and Molly got engaged with that, and talk about their festival, the Wenatchee Telemark Festival. What the F? Anyway, so grab yourself a beverage and sit back and enjoy the episode. Hello,
Keith,
Serge.
hold on. Now I can hear you.
Right on. I love your
doing good.
background. I love your background.
Oh, thank you. That's a ski patrol building at Mission Ridge,
Oh, very cool.
or the top hut.
Nice. I know where I ski at J Peak, they redid their patrol hut, and oh my gosh, it's so incredibly beautiful. And there's a gigantic deck out the back that overlooks the state park. It's just absolutely gorgeous. When you go up there in the spring and hike for turns, and you're the only person up there, it's absolutely beautiful.
Right. Yeah, cool. Our patrol building at Hayak is still the same, the original railroad station building.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, I mean, it's not new, but it works.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. All right.
Yeah.
We have everybody online here. Cheers. We were just talking about après ski and libations.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Yeah. So I know I saw Serge sipping on some tea, but then all of a sudden he pulls out a low ball with some caramel colored beverage in it.
This is the hydration.
Serge, we can't even see your drinks.
Well, here's mine.
Yeah, I know.
Rum and eggnog.
There you go. It's only appropriate.
That's right. So welcome to the Skippy Report. I have Serge Baranovsky. Hope I said that correctly. And Brian and Molly Hitchens.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Right on. And
Hitchens
you guys,
with an H.
what's that?
Kitchens with an H.
Hitchens with an H. Is there a joke behind that?
Kitchens with an H.
Oh, Kitchens with an H.
Yeah.
All right, all right. Well, I was an English teacher for part of my career, so I hope I don't bastardize certain things. So, welcome to the Skippy Report. This is kind of cool because this is a second night in a row that I'm talking with somebody who works in the telemark retail world. And the other thing is that you guys are all in separate locations. Serge is in Seattle?
Near Seattle, Woodinville.
Okay.
Suburb.
And Brian and Molly are in Whistler?
We're in Whistler right now. Yep. Doing
And-
a little early season investigation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, and you are all part of...
They are based in Seattle, though.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah, we're
And-
all Washingtonians here.
Okay. I've only been... I lie. I've been through Washington twice. Once I've skied on... the name escapes me of the mountain that Baxter State Park is in?
Crystal?
No.
Is
Oh,
it Baker?
yeah, Baker. That's it. Yeah.
Mm.
I got to ski in Baker on the 1st of August. And the day before I was surfing in Tofino.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And my children, I wanted them to snowboard, but my wife didn't want them. She goes, well, how safe is it going to be? So they tobogganed on their boogie boards.
That's pretty good. Skiing there in August still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Must have been
So
a good snow year.
it was. I think it was the year that, I don't know, they got slammed where the snow was above the top of the chairs.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we get a lot, but it melts out fast. So.
right. And you see, everybody makes fun of us because we're like, we have ice, right? Like Ski the East says we're born from ice.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a little longer to melt ice. So your affiliation is Rise of Telemark.
Correct.
So
Correct.
I don't know who wants to jump in and give us the history of the Rise of Telemark?
Serge can provide history.
I love how Anglophones say his name, because I'm an Anglophone, but I come from Quebec. So most of the time I would say, "Hey, Serge, comment ça va, esti?" You know.
Right. So Rise of Telemark started because there was a need.
Right.
Right. I converted from Alpine some 5-6 years ago,
Okay.
and I I loved it so much. I just like in a classic joke, how do you know if there's a telemark skier in the crowd? You don't ask, they'll tell you, right?
Right. Yep.
So I wanted to share it immediately because I fell in love right away. And also, I went all in and I bought the whole new setup.
Right.
I had Fay Brothers, the telemark down.
Yep.
Got the whole setup from them, and even on sale, it was expensive.
Yeah.
So, I figured that it's really the barrier to get into the sport, into this wonderful sport, is just very big.
Yes.
And so thinking about what can I do to help, and um, start thinking about rentals.
Right.
And then talk to other people, and they said, yeah, rentals are good, but sport could use some promotion.
Right.
So that's like, all right. So provide the easier way to try telemark and also promote it at the same time. And
Right.
so that's how it started, because there was a need, and I decided to go in, and along the way met great people, and we built what we now call Rise of Tele team.
Right.
That because it's really hard to do it all by myself.
Yes.
With a full-time job, two teenage kids, and other things in life.
Right.
Right. So that's how it all started.
Well, thank you for stepping up and filling that gap, because I still am one of those people, but I ran a similar organization. People will get tired of hearing this, but here in Ontario, had a trailer full of gear going around cross-training alpine kids, trying to poach them and teaching them how to be better skiers, is what I said. So yeah, it's a tough job, and nobody wanted to step up and do it, so we unincorporated the organization, and I sold off all the gear to kids and kids only, and for $100 they got a complete set of gear.
Oh,
Wow.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
a great deal.
I think we had
Really nice.
pretty close to 25 sets of gear, and then some extra skis and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it was good times, but it was tough. So thanks for doing what you're doing. So Molly and Brian, how do you fit in with the Rise of Tele crew?
You want to answer?
Sure, I'll start. Well, I kind of joined in after I started telemark skiing, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago now, it feels like. I've taken a couple seasons where I've had to ski a little less, but I kind of started because my brother was doing it, and he was having so much fun with his friends, and he was kind of involved with Serge, and I mean, I needed some gear.
Right.
And so it was the perfect beginning for me. He kind of was like, oh, I know this guy who might have boots that you might be able to try on and see if you like it. And I remember the first skis that I was wearing was one of Serge's like base demos that he gives out to people. There's these volets that were very spinny.
Oh yes.
And I just could not stop spinning backwards on my first day. But it helped remove that barrier. So I got initiated in the exact way that his organization is trying to get people out on the hill. And
Right.
it just so happened that I got to do it through my brother. So that's kind of how we started there. And we've just been as a team ever since.
Right. So as a brother, Molly's referring to you, Brian?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't know. There's only 2 Hitchens there. There could be a third or a fourth.
Yeah. No, we're best ski buddies from birth,
Sibling duo.
Yeah.
Right on.
But I think I did drag Molly into the Rise of Tele situation a little bit, but she definitely stepped up a lot during our first festival
Right.
and was a huge help for the volunteer force and kind of solidified her role, and being good to keep around. But yeah, I was kind of dragged into Telemark by my friends a couple of years ago, about 2 years before I met Serge, and we were all, riding the crazy, really long 75 millimeter, stuff that our older friends gave us up at Stevens Pass, and
Right.
I was one of the people who did bite the bullet and bought 2 pairs of NTN bindings over the summer and just like drooled over the skis waiting to mount them.
Right.
Um, and I saw the value in kind of the newer technology and whatnot. And Serge was very passionate about sharing that newer technology with the community, and specifically safety wise, I really like the idea of getting people out for the first time on NTN equipment.
Right.
So, yeah, it was kind of, Serge needed help, and I loved what he was doing, and I loved the idea of, giving people a shot trying out new modern gear and boots that don't kill their feet.
Right. Yep.
And I think it was once we started getting into, running these festivals, which I'm sure we'll tell you about in a minute.
Yep.
Just the sheer amount of gear that he's accumulated and the ability to put it on people and get them on the hill in a situation like that is just, I mean, it's pretty rare in Telemark. I've seen the 22 Designs group, I think, has a demo fleet of their own with boots. But, it's hard to do tele demos on the spot because you got to put people in a boot.
That's
and
right.
That's just, it's a whole nother kind of side of the equation.
Yeah. When we did that in Ontario, G3 stepped up, Vocal Skis stepped up, and Scarpa stepped up. So we ran 75 millimeter. I asked a pile of people, like, what do I do for kids? Because I'm going to be doing, young kids. I had boots as small as 21s, I guess. And they said, everybody said, yeah, I don't know about NTN. Give them the flip-flop binding. So we put them on G3 Targas. And you know what? I pretty much skied most of the cable bindings. And I don't know, people trash talk old technology, but I still, you know what? As an instructor, I have skied with a guy. He came out, tried some modern equipment, plastic boots and that sort of stuff. And he's like, I don't really I'm not loving this. Can I bring my leather stuff next week? I was like,
Yep.
Only if I can bring mine. So there I am giving lessons in leather boots and straight skis.
And I definitely don't trash talk it.
Yeah.
And I think that for a lot of people that there's just better movement with that equipment and it feels better for them. I think when people are out on the trail touring and, closer to the cross country side of things, I think that NTN isn't the right system necessarily for you to be on. So I've just, based on my skiing history, which was kind of more influenced by a race background, I felt a lot of stability in that NTN system, and it's kind of where I ended up. But now I'm poking my
dabbling.
Dabbling. Hoping to get out on some cross country trails up north in Washington in the Methow Valley.
Right.
And I'm kind of starting to craft my potential, deal for that too. So.
Well, I always chide my friends who live out west. You guys ski the trees, we ski the woods.
Mm-hmm.
There's far less room between trees out here. And most of the time, like where we are, I spent most of my life cross-country skiing. And then it gets, there's some longer hills and that sort of stuff. So I would dabble with telemark turns, and that's how I got into it. Like I had Solomon X Adventure boots and their binding. I had it on a pair of traditional cross-country skis, but I'm a big guy, and I hated seeing gophers running in front of me. I'd like my skis to be on top of the snow. So I was at Mont Tremblant talking to a guy at a shop there. He goes, I have a pair of skis for you. And they're like, I don't know, 210 Rossi Telebirds with steel edges, which are perfect. That's my cross-country setup.
Mm-hmm.
But then I have leather boots on some Merrell Super Comps with the what is it? The Rotafella, the heavy burly 3-pin binding. And that's my other cross country setup, So, yeah, and then I'm all in on ATN too. Yeah, it's I think maybe some people would chime in because I was one of the early guys in the Bomber Bishop binding. Because my daughter was an alpine snowboard racer, and there was a Bomber made binding for them, and a friend of mine said, they also make a Telemark binding, right? So there was a guy in Toronto, YYZ Canuck. YYZ is our Toronto airport letters.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, I can get you a set of bindings. So I got a set of bindings, and I was like, holy cow, are these things, lots of power and all that sort of stuff, but then it's very similar to the NTN.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I really enjoyed skiing on those. And I always find with the new NTN stuff, and anybody can jump in whenever you want and chime in. It's like, I think the crossover from alpine skiers to telemark skiers with the new NTN stuff, I don't think there's much difference in the power and control.
I would agree.
Yeah, there's so much easier to you can always revert to alpine turn on NTN and be very comfortable, and that helps with the transition.
Yes.
Because the biggest challenge is getting out of comfort zone and being challenged and even humiliated again, and you're being I heard the phrase a baby giraffe on a slope again.
Right.
Starting with the kids on a green slope.
Right. Yeah.
So
describing my day today, Serge.
It's early season, right?
Well, that, and I'm working on, I was a pretty good alpine skier, and so I revert back to my alpine stance whenever I feel unsafe, and I'm working on getting onto some off-piste here, trying to be a little bit more confident on something steep. And today, especially, I was trying to throw myself into a turn, and then I would spring back into that alpine stance because I would get scared or whatnot. And
there's nothing wrong with that.
That's true, and it's nice that you can fall back into that. But I think there's this moment still that I'm trying to figure out if I can get stable in the stance versus have that safety alarm go off. And so, but that's the thing, is you can catch yourself.
Right. Like
it doesn't always feel great.
A good friend of mine, his electronic signature on his emails is alpine skiers parallel because they must. Telemark skiers parallel because we can.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And interestingly,
that's a good one.
Yeah. My wife, for the longest time, I told her you should, because she's a telemark skier, and you should try NTN. And she's like, nope, I like what I have. I said, like, okay. So then I do a bunch of work for a friend, and I was switching out some bindings, and he says, well, you can keep those Outlaws. And I was like, really? I said, they're small. I said, I can't use them. Can I give them to Sean? He goes, yeah, sure. So I told Sean, I said, Stephen gave me a pair of bindings for you. And then I said, I got to find you some boots. And then Stephen says, I have a pair of boots for you. They're brand new. They're crispy shivers. He says, I always keep them just in the back. Bring Sean in, try them. They had the same size feet. She goes, yep, they fit. I got a smoking deal on these brand new shivers for her. Put them on brand new skis. And when she was on cable bindings, she would probably telemark 50% of the time. She's always been an alpine skier. On NTN, she telemarks almost 100% of the time. I was like, holy cow, what a difference.
Yeah. I feel like the NTN thing is sort of a double-edged sword a little bit.
Right.
Although you can get the power, similar power to what you can get out of an alpine binding, just like because of the rigidity of it.
Right.
It takes very powerful muscle mechanics, and sometimes more than what people on 75 millimeter are used to putting into it.
Right.
And I think some people, the way they ski, they just dynamically have that kind of alpine, I need to drive, I need to force something, I need to push somewhere.
Right.
And I think the NTN can be really good for that. But I think a lot of tele skiers also prefer that kind of laid back, very flow, very
surfy,
muscle control.
Oh, yeah.
Style, right? And I really feel like that's where the divide is, and a lot of people who come from alpine and feel disoriented on cable bindings can really surprise you when they hop on
NTN?
like NTN or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool insight. What about you, Serge? We're just talking about that conversion from the Alpine to NTN versus going on cable bindings. I guess maybe it's a mindset of security also.
So for me, that was different. I made the decision and I went transition straight into NTN.
Right.
I tried something similar to 75 millimeters after I was confident in my tele skiing.
Right.
And at that point, I did not like it.
Okay.
Because it was, I mean, there's one word I can use for it. It was too wiggly.
Right. See, I don't know. I guess.
So,
go ahead.
Right. Well, and so that, but I did. To be fair, I did not spend a lot of time
right
on that setup. I'm still looking for a good 75 millimeter pair of boots for me. Ideally, like really, really old, so I can actually give it a fair trial.
Right.
And also. And now hopefully it will be easier for me because I'm more confident in my jelly stance and tele skiing.
Right. Yeah. See, I used to ski any of the cable bindings on T races. That's what I used to ski on because I'm 6'6", 280 pounds, and so
that's a stiff boot still.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like, and we were talking about. I don't know if I was talking to my wife, but I was listening to Adam X and CJ talk about boots, and I was wondering, I was like, maybe because of my size, I remember breaking in a new pair of boots, and it takes 2 turns, and they're broken in for me. And I don't know if it's because of my size.
Oh, wow.
I was like, first turn, it's like, oh, yeah, that's stiff. Second turn, nope, boots are working, and away I go. So
wow.
I'm not a good judge of character, but what I would like is Scarpa to throw me some boots when they're designing them to see if I can destroy them, because I tend to break a lot of stuff.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So Scarpa, Kim, if you're listening, hit me up with a couple of pairs of boots the next time you are designing a new iteration of the boot. I'll test it well for you.
Coming stiffer than the comp.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So no, that's
you're lucky there, Sean. I was just gonna say I always feel like it takes me forever to break in a boot. So to break a boot in 2 turns is crazy to me. Sometimes it took me a whole season before I felt like I knew what my boots were doing.
Yeah, and on the other hand, I have to be very careful with my equipment because I don't want to break it. So I always travel with 2 sets of boots at least and 2 pairs of skis minimum. So
always got options.
Yeah, because there was one season I broke 2 sets of boots exactly 10 days into each pair of boots. So,
oh gosh.
And they broke in the same place, so it was obviously a material science problem. Yeah. So, talking your skiing background, modern equipment, making it available to the people, the Wenatchee Telemark Festival. Or as I like to call it, what the? So
what the fest?
What the fest? All right. So whose idea was that?
That's all Serge.
Oh, right on. Right on. You know what? This podcast was going to be, when I first started it, I told my wife, because I'd have very interesting conversations with a friend who would never agree to sit down and be recorded with me with what we talk about. And I always like the Samuel L. Jackson quote where he goes like, "Listen here, motherfucker." And my wife says, "You can't call your podcast that." So I did something on Facebook when I traveled. So it's like, okay, this is the Skippy Report. So, but yeah, I like the WTF Telemark Festival. So
actually, Mission Ridge is chill with it, which is awesome. I think it grabs people's attention,
Yeah.
It's not just another Telemark festival or something.
That's right. And you know what? I love the poster this year too. It's awesome. So I'm going to have to
Yeah, so speaking of which, so you said that you were thinking about you would only have me on a podcast, but it's not just me.
Right.
I might have ideas, and so as everybody else have ideas, and we work together, and everybody chips in, and it's a team effort,
Yeah,
right?
because you're also
So
missing. We're also missing another important person, right? And it's
correct. So what you have here is Brian and Molly been uh, team members for well since the beginning,
right,
and so was and that's what we call now we call Rise of Tele core team.
right,
Brian, Molly, and Crawford.
right,
Crawford, if you follow Instagram, Tele scene, and that's you know him as a Telecrow.
right.
Crawford is our hype man.
He's the hype man.
He's
He is
hype man.
definitely the hype man.
Oh yeah, I know because
He shows up when we're all freaking out, and you just hand him a mic or send him over to a group of people, and he riles everybody up, and it's perfect.
Everybody has their role.
Yeah.
So and also so all people are very passionate, maybe even more passionate than me about telemark,
Right.
and so that's a core team. We also have we had people join and leave different year after year, and
Yes.
now we also have Trey Snow. You probably know him from PSA. Also part of the team, and Jason Laramie, he's the guy who created that poster.
Oh, cool.
Right, and so everybody are passionate about telemark, and that's really what drives this.
Right.
This whole thing.
Right.
And if we just your second part of the question was about the festival, how it all started. It started with a dream. I was lucky to spend a week back in 2019. I was lucky to spend a week in Lavinia, Italy. It's in northern Lombardy, an awesome ski resort, and I attended the very last ski at the festival there.
Oh, okay.
That was I mean, I was touched by magic.
Right.
And I wasn't even telling back then.
Right.
That was the year before I started telling.
Okay.
I was there with a friend of mine who actually, my best friend, Misha, he started telly 5 years before me.
Right.
And he kept talking about it nonstop. So I knew that, I have telly in my future.
Right.
Right. So, and we went to that trip on that trip, and that is, I mean, I still have it in my eyes, in my head, that picture of 1,200 teleskiers on the slopes.
That's nice.
And in the village, in the bars, and everybody, the people dancing at 8 o'clock at night in tele boots.
Right. Yeah, you don't find that. You don't find alpine skiers doing that.
In the morning.
Right.
I'm sorry?
I said you don't find telemarks or alpine skiers still in their boots dancing.
Right, exactly. And then 4 in the morning they will go uphill and they don't get down until 7, and then so that was just a fantastic event. And then I started doing my research about European tele events, and
right.
I've never been to telemark only or black shoes or free healer at Hintertux.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot about them,
right.
and I hope to visit at some point. But it gave me an inspiration to, well, we got to have something like this here in Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
I mean, tele race or race is good, but having an event where people that share the same passion,
right,
just be there and have fun as a community,
right,
and we just share that. For us it's 2 days,
right.
Can't really pull a week just yet.
Yeah.
But just something fun just yet.
Get Telecraw involved.
Ideas. There's a lot. there's a lot of options, and the resort that we work with is an awesome place.
Right.
It's the best place for it. Um, you know, um, so I'll talk about the resort later, but
Yeah.
um, just that was the idea, and I was lucky to have people around me
Right.
that were that helped me to pull that. The first year, and it was you know it was a little disaster in my head because yeah, everybody had fun,
Yep.
but I planned so much. I actually over planned. I spent like a bunch of nights planning all these different activities, and people cared about three things. They cared about skiing with other teleskiers, with a bunch of other teleskiers.
Right.
They cared about um, being able to learn. We had clinics,
Yep.
and they also cared most about being able to try the gear.
Right.
So those three things, and yeah, the second year we improved, and now we're coming on third year.
Well, you know what? I think you would be
And
a
this,
good teacher because I was an educator, and good educators always over prepare. And the Royal Marines in England, what is it? Piss poor planning. I don't know what it is, but it says, it's like you're going to end up with piss poor performance. So, if there's nothing wrong with over planning.
Well, it might have been a little bit overplanned, but to the outside eye, it was an
Mhm.
event like no other. Even the first year was massively successful. Just getting like 30 or 40 people all
Right.
trying
that
out
was actually 70.
17,
Yeah,
70
seven-
first year.
70 total, but we had
Yeah.
probably 30 or 40 that were pretty beginner.
Wow.
Yeah, we were on
Right.
one of the first runs up there doing a beginner clinic, and it was just everybody's first telemark turns all at the same time.
Right.
And it was really, really cool to be a part of that beginners clinic that first year, and it's only grown since then. It's incredible to have a whole entire hill from
Yes.
the top that you can see to you turn around in the bottom, and there's just a line of telemark skiers all driving down. Like, that's not something you see every day.
That's
Yeah.
like the
Here
Midwest
we're surrounded by
Telefest.
alpine skiers.
Right. Yeah. I know that's
So it was,
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so it was a big success, but I'm excited for our third year here. I think it's gonna just keep getting better and better, but it's just a fun place for people to start and learn and try, and not take it too seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't take ourselves too seriously.
Yeah.
It takes me back to when, you're starting to learn, and, Sarah says you are humbled when you're
Yes.
ski. Yeah, it's it's a very humbling sport. So, it's held at Mission Ridge in early January.
Yep.
This year is 10th and 11th.
Okay.
Mission Ridge
So,
is actually, it's a really unique location because it's very central in Washington. So, we have a lot of people that live on the west side of the state, but we have a lot of kind of niche skiing also on the far east side of the state at the smaller mountains. So it's about like a three and a half hour drive for most people, kind of that live in the corners of the state to get there. And I think it gets actually a really wide geographical draw because of that.
Do you get many Canadians coming down too?
We had one.
Oh, one.
Last year.
Oh man, we got to get more Canadians down there.
Yeah, we had one from British Columbia last year, and I'm hoping to get more people from North Shore Tele Group
Yes.
join us this year.
Right.
Despite this whole situation around, right? Not gonna go there.
Yep.
But we're hoping. But yeah, we have a lot of people from Oregon, Idaho. We have some from Montana. We had some from Wyoming. We had some from Pennsylvania.
Right.
We had some from New Mexico.
Wow.
So we had people just whether they just happened to be in the area
Yeah.
or just flew on purpose
Right.
to be, just to have fun.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm already formulating a trip. Lower
That's
Peninsula, Pinheads, Reunion, Midwest Telefest, go visit family in Thunder Bay, then make our way out, go see the guys in North Shore. Well, actually, I guess I would have to do Lower Michigan, then go out to you guys, make my way back, and then do Midwest Telefest on the way back. So I can see a trip
All
like
right,
that.
that works.
Yeah, but I have all my skiing planned for this year. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
we ski on the Indy
We'd
Pass.
love to have you.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be. I'm hoping my wife doesn't listen to the podcast, but I keep trying to tell her we should go to the East Coast and ski a place called Cape Smoky, and we can ski along the way. So you ski right down to the ocean. So that'll be lots
really?
of fun.
Wow.
Yeah, it's in Cape Breton, pretty remote. Gets slammed with lots of snow, so hopefully we can
It's
make it
kind of
there.
like skiing in Norway, those some of the islands.
Yes. Our home mountain
Wow.
is on a lake, and you ski almost right down to the water. And then we have, I don't know if you've heard of Le Massif in the Charlevoix region, just east of Quebec City. You ski down right to the St. Lawrence River, and at that point, the river gets affected by the tides of the ocean. But right at the bottom of the hill is the deepest, or the mountain is the deepest part of the river, and that's where all the ocean-going ships go, right by the hill. It's crazy.
Wow, so crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It's a great
Wow.
place to ski.
And speaking of Mission Ridge, you don't get to ski down to the river, but you have a view of Columbia River
Oh,
at
nice.
all times, and that is the views at Mission Ridge are very unique. And at the very top of the mountain, you have a 360-degree view
Wow.
of Mount Rainier. You don't see Mount Baker. I think you can see Mount Jefferson. You can see all the way to Hood, and
Wow.
yeah, that's why we do our kickoff at sunset on Saturday.
Nice.
Sunset top of the mountain with the view of the sunset and
Yeah.
all the mountains. It's really special.
Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah, and just to set the scene a little bit more for people who aren't familiar with the area, Mission Ridge is like just a little bit east of the Cascade Crest. So, it doesn't get pounded with that really heavy, wet snow. It's kind of right as it starts to dry up. There's a lot more sunny days. There's a lot of runs that are kind of arid, and then there's a lot of runs that are in the trees. So it's a very kind of in between zones type of place too.
Very nice. Yeah,
And
I would find.
it is very special.
Yeah,
Sorry,
go ahead.
Oh, so the place is very special. It's independent. Yeah, it is the best place for our event and for any event. They're independent. They're centrally located. They have that local family feel.
Yes.
I probably shouldn't talk about that on podcast, but the secret of Mission Ridge is that if you wait for 2-3 minutes in the lift line, that's like really really long lift line.
Right.
And
Those are the places I ski, because listeners have heard this before, but last year with our Indy Pass, so I guess 2 years ago, when I was up at the Midwest Telefest, I was looking at all these other ski resorts on Lake Superior, and then we got the Indy Pass, and it's like, hey, all these resorts are on the Indy Pass. So in the camping world, they have this thing called the Circle Tour of Lake Superior. So they have all of these highlighted points of interest, restaurants, breweries, wineries, cafes, all that sort of stuff. So I said to my wife, we should do a Circle ski tour. And we got pounded with snow at the Midwest Telefest. I don't know. I haven't seen snow up to stop signs since I was a little kid in Montreal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was great. And then after we left there, then the temperatures plummeted. And it was great because my wife is from Thunder Bay. We're skiing in Duluth at Spirit Mountain. I think there might have been 10 people there that day. It was minus 30 Celsius. And I said to her, we'll just ski a couple runs. We're on our pass. That's okay. And if we get cold, we can go do something else. Well, we didn't come off the hill till 4:30 in the afternoon. And then as we're driving up to where we're going to stay at Lutzen, our accommodation place said, "Hey, do you guys have any idea what time you're arriving? Because we close by this time at the desk, and we'll have to put your key aside." So, yeah, and she's all decked out. Like, she's got heated vest, heated socks, heated mitts. I show up in shorts and just throw on a pair of ski pants, and away we go.
Yeah, I mean, it can be just totally game changing to be in an environment without traffic jams on the hill and just space to make the turns you want to make. And up here right now in Whistler, everybody is on the same runs.
Yes.
And it's even just going and skiing icy moguls with trees sticking out sometimes is just a nice break from the chaos of the groomers. So I'm all for. I actually got the Indy Pass as well this year.
Okay, cool.
I haven't had it for a couple of years, but I'm excited to get back into visiting some of those places. It's actually really good in Washington. Most of our local mountains, family-owned mountains around Washington, are on the Indy Pass too.
Right.
So
yeah, I know. There's a place that I skied just south of Watertown, New York, called Snow Ridge, and when I was there, I only counted 8 guns. I think it's about 800 feet vertical. There might be about 25 to 30 runs, but they get pounded with so much lake effect snow. They'll get a snowstorm. I remember seeing on the news, they're getting 12 feet of snow in this storm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So they don't need more than 8 guns. And they have nice wide runs. They'll make a couple of passes with the groomers in the center, but then they leave they'll maybe groom a third of the run, and then they leave 2/3 ungroomed.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really nice to ski down there and get all that lake effect snow. And that continues along across New York, like through Lake Placid into Vermont, hits Jay and that sort of stuff. And that's where my cottage is near Jay. So, yeah,
Very cool.
Yeah, and I hear there's a drought in the West. I think Jay is sucking up all the snow this year because they have, I'm going to think I know they have over 100 inches so far this year.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
I know Western people make fun of the East, but we're pretty good. We're set up for snow.
I don't make fun of the East at all. I think it has, such a variety of hills.
It does.
And also, it has a community that I sort of don't feel like exists on the West Coast in a way. I think like the thing Serge is and that we're doing is, it's not that common out here, especially with, alpine skiing and snowboarding. I feel like you kind of ski at the mountain that you ski at, and you sort of know some of the people there, but it's not anywhere near as much this like kind of, ecosystem.
Right.
And that's something I've always admired about. I mean, I've never skied, on the eastern half of the country, but that's something that from afar, I pick up on that vibe and I'm sort of envious of,
You know what? You can be like me. I was a working stiff. I'm retired now. And I told my wife, I said, you know what? This circle ski tour, we're going to be like dirtbag skiers, like cheap motels. We have pensions, but, we're not super rich or anything. And first night was beans and wieners and cooked in the motel room. And, as long as you've got fresh, what's that?
Sounds like you're making good memories.
Yeah, exactly. And, all you need are fresh sheets and a good hot shower afterwards.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what, skiing's meant to be, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
And, it's just when you get a lot of those small mountains with tight-knit communities and a lot of people know each other, makes it easy and welcoming for people to do low budget and easy trips like that,
We were gone 3 weeks. I think we skied, 18-16 days. Cost me $2,000 Canadian, so that's like about $15 US. So with the exchange, because that kills us going down there, man. My dad has a house in Florida. He goes, a pound of bacon down here is the same as in Canada. I was like, yeah, and add 40% to that. So
yeah, we just price gouge you to make up the difference.
Yeah.
Or exaggerate it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I just wanted to bring a wrap up about Mission Ridge.
Yeah.
That place that actually hosts the event is that besides being centrally located and independent, they're very unique and a very Chile friendly and just community friendly place.
Right.
They are, when we started, we had a great connection with the resort, and their chief marketing officer is a teleskier.
Oh, there you go.
A bunch of their patrollers and the maintenance and the ski school. They have a lot of teleskiers, so they feel for the sport, and they support. They support us a lot,
Right.
with a whole lot of things, including like discounted tickets for the attendees.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I cannot imagine a big corporate resort reaching out to me in August
Right.
saying, "Hey, we're doing the festival again. Let's talk about schedule. Let's talk." And then last year, you guys wanted to host. Wanted to do a Telecola movie there. Well, it was too late. Oh, let's talk. Yeah, we got the equipment. Let's do a Telecola movie. So now
Right
I'm
on.
talking to CJ about licensing that movie for the event.
Yeah.
So we can show it at the festival. And that was there. I forgot about the movie, and they still it's like, and they get back to me and say, well, let's do it. Let's do all these fun things.
Yeah. That's fantastic
So
when
it
you
is
have a
very-
resort like that buy into it.
Right. And also a small thing, this small but very important thing this year. They're the first one in Washington State to open.
Oh,
this
right
year.
on.
Today's Tuesday. They're opening on Thursday.
Right on.
All other resorts push their opening date, farther into December.
Right.
They're opening December 4th, because they make snow, and they're gonna be the only resort in. I don't know about Pacific Northwest, but
Right.
but in Washington State, definitely the first resort and the only resort to be open this week.
Right on. I know I have an event this weekend. I used to work for a traveling telemark ski school, and we have a warm-up day, it's called. It's always on I guess it's the second day that this resort opens. They open this Friday, and we're in there on Saturday. So we'll have a bunch of telemark skiers and that sort of stuff, taking up space in the lodge and having a lot of fun. Yeah, so looking forward to that.
Oh, and one more thing, just like I probably should stop now.
No,
but,
man, this is what I do the show for, is to give access to people to tell us what they do.
They're also claiming to be the only ski what do you call it, ski town in Washington State.
Oh, really?
Because Wenatchee is only 20-minute drive from the Mission Ridge is only 20-minute drive from Wenatchee.
Okay.
Just up, easy uphill, no traffic, and so we don't have anything else in Washington State that would be like a ski town.
Yeah, Western New York has one like that. It's called Ellicottville. And I don't know CJ does the pretty good telemark show. So Adam X, he works at the City Garage in Ellicottville.
Garage.
And like, you could easily ski down and then walk. Might take you 5 minutes to get into downtown if you know how to do it. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, nice place. So Serge, you also have a retail section for Rise of Tele. So, and when I was looking through it, by appointment only, I would imagine.
By appointment only, I get questions about that, and the reason is, when people go to the website, they think there's a big brick and mortar store, because the website is all cool and neat, and but that's the website only because I'm in IT. I can do that stuff. That's very easy for me. I don't need to hire out, right? So, but by appointment only because the shop, quote unquote, is in my basement.
Okay. And
So
and so you have what are the lines that you carry?
I carry boots,
Yep.
Sherpa boots.
Okay.
I carry Elan ripsticks skis.
Right.
Also this year added some demos of playmakers and wingmen, just to add more fun skis.
Right.
Some volley skis, some blizzard, mostly. So when I started with the rentals, I realized pretty quickly that rentals, even buying the used gear, rentals are not gonna pay for, to keep it, alive.
Right.
Especially with my, passion first. I want, my goal is, it's not, making money.
Right.
My goal is to get more people on telegear.
Right.
So that affects the bottom line too.
Right. Yep.
You know what I mean? But
Yep.
so I realized that to keep this whole venture sustainable and get more people on tele, I have to add the retail aspect.
Right.
To get some revenue to keep it sustainable,
Right.
but also to bring that gear local.
Right.
So people can come over and try the boots before they buy them. They can try the skis, they can try the bindings, they can take them for a weekend and ski and see if it fits, see if they like Telemark,
Right.
right? So that part was missing big time in around here. And I'll be honest, it wasn't by choice.
Right.
That I had to learn retail,
Right.
on my feet.
Right. Yep.
So, but yes, so skis, bindings, boots, and
you
just
ship across the
everything
U.S.
NTN.
also, correct?
I do, yes, I do, but I always try to make sure that people check their local stores first,
Right.
because that's the only way we can grow this
That's
sport.
right. Yeah.
Is that if people support their local shops.
Yep.
They might not even know about the shops that they have locally. I keep I maintain a list of shops and the boot fitters that will work with tele boots.
Right.
So if anybody has the question whether they have anything in their area, I'm happy to help.
Awesome.
That's we can only keep it alive if we work together, right?
Right. Yes.
If we support those people locally that have that, try to grow telemark community
Right.
and sport of telemark.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to keep it. I like how Elan is a brand as a brand. I like their mantra of yes, you can buy it online on our website, but please check with your local retailer first.
Right. Yeah.
So that's really what I'm trying to. I'm trying to drive that too.
Yeah. They actually they do a good job. They support 3 young men, I believe, on our national telemark race team that are over in Europe racing. So yeah, he lands pretty good to telemark skiers.
They also support what the fest.
Yeah. Cool.
They were one of our first sponsored 22 Designs and Elan. They're one of the first sponsors, and then added Bishop, and now we have Telecola, and we added Altai skis that make really cool skis, and also they make lurks.
Yep.
They call them TX, but
right,
whatever, it's a lurk.
Yep.
And we use their lurks for one of our clinics. We have a lurk clinic at the festival too.
Nice.
So yeah, we're fortunate to have many companies support the event, but Elan was one of the first.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, thank you for doing that, because that's what we need, are people to step up and invest, and we need the public, like you said, to support their local shops. because we have gear deserts here in Canada, because some of our big outlets, Mountain Equipment Co-op, which is like REI, they gave up on Telemark. So that's why you have Valhalla Pure Outfitters in Squamish doing
Right,
Telemark.
right.
And then I'm going to say the next retailer for Telemark is all the way in Quebec, and there's 2 or 3 retailers there. So,
Wow.
we used to have we used to have a Mountain Equipment Co-op store or 2 here that had gear, and another store called Sojourn in Barrie, north of Toronto, an hour north. But they've given up on that. And so we have to go fair ways. And there's I know people who got stuff from Telemark Pyrenees in Europe to get gear. So thanks for investing your time and your hard-earned cash and all your effort, all of your effort into to grow this. Because you know what, like Serge said, there was a need. It's like, how does people say this is a dying sport? How is there a need if there's a dying sport, right?
Oh, the sport is actually growing.
It is.
And speaking of the local, I just to close that up, I get calls from British Columbia or emails from British Columbia, and people there, they actually don't realize they have a local shop,
Right.
and they want to come and try gear, or they want to try buy gear. It's like,
Right.
well, you have it right there.
Right. Yes.
It's just half an hour from Vancouver, and they apparently not all Valhalla Pure Outfitter shops are the same. The one in Squamish specifically, with Murray that you talked to yesterday,
Yep.
That shop is very big, and has they have the telegear, they have the demos, they have they support the sport,
Right.
and I'm just super happy to just refer people there.
Yes.
You try your local shop.
Yeah,
Right?
I learned this because I didn't know what the model was for Valhalla Pure Outfitters, and like he said, there's 14 stores in BC, and he's the only store that sells telemark equipment.
Correct.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because I know there's a huge telemark group at Silver Star, so I guess they have to travel several hours to get their gear.
Interesting.
Yeah. So and I didn't know when I was in Squamish in 2018 that Murray was there. I was busy, visiting family and checking out some things, and it's like, okay, I got to fix that mistake and go back and visit him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's unfortunate but true that you really have to have at least one seriously passionate individual, within these operations in order to have the tele thing gain traction.
Yeah.
Somebody who knows the market and knows that they can actually sell the equipment, knows where to find the customers, Yeah. So
yeah, like Murray said, he's stuck with it, and it's growing all the time. And like he said, he's now the big fish in the small pond.
Well, good for him, and all the respect for him doing that.
Yeah, exactly, because he's
important.
Been doing it since 1999. So, yeah. Anyways, okay. Go ahead, Serge.
Oh, you also mentioned that a little bit while ago that they say the telemark is dying sport. I would respectfully disagree with that. Being tech geek,
right?
I keep statistics for everything.
Yep.
And I build diagrams and charts year of age dynamics, year to year, and the hour statistics, how we grow and how our community grows. And actually, we're trending toward the 20, 30, 35-year-olds.
Really?
In the region.
Wow.
Yes.
That's good to know.
I mean, when I just got into telemark, the stigma was that it's the older people's sport, those who still ski since the 80s and 90s.
Right.
Well, it's not anymore.
No.
It is not anymore. In fact, more than half of teleskiers around our events, demos, rentals, and um, here at around Rise of Tele
Yes.
are under 40.
Really? That would
Yep.
be good information to send to Scarpa.
Well, I got those slides.
Yeah. No, that would be good because, that way we don't have to wait 15 years for a new boot or 10 years,
Actually, I'm very grateful. I'm sure everybody in the tele community very grateful that actually they invested into this new boot and they recognized. And right now they're the only boot company that supports Telemark.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
Crispy does.
so, well, Crispy does, but they have not innovated,
No, that's right.
right?
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying their boots are great.
Yeah.
In fact, the Crispy Evo World Cup was the tele boot I learned on.
Right.
The stiffest boot, and I actually liked it. I did have 20 more pounds on me at that time, but
Right.
I went down to soft TX comp now.
Okay.
Softer. But the boots are great, but I'm talking about the innovation.
Yes.
There's been innovation on Scarpa side. There's been the new bindings came out of Volley, and first of all 22 designs.
Yeah.
There's a new binding that was just announced at Freehiller in
The Meijo
this year.
Yeah, that Meijo TTS
from,
cross.
I think they're in Wild Outdoors,
Right.
something like
Yeah.
that. But Meijo, yes.
Right.
The new binding, and whether and I don't really care if that binding is good or not. What I care is about new,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
It may not be perfect to start with. It will be improved.
Yes.
What important is there's a new things happening,
Right.
and new things means that there is the sport is worth investing into.
Right. Yes, it is. It is
So
definitely worth investing so that we can pass it on to young folks.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
We're in
that
the
you
right
guys.
direction.
And we have two young folks here right now,
Yeah.
Brian and Molly.
Yeah. What were you going to say,
Thank you.
Molly?
I was just gonna say we have picture evidence of that young demographic at the festivals. It's pretty cool. So, I just feel like we're making headway with actually spreading the sport with people in their 20s, 30s, and even sometimes 40s. We find people in the parking lot that are just looking for some community and some giggles, and it's something that we can provide. So
When you talk about parking lot and giggles, all that came to mind was the Tele mummies and the Midwest Tele dads.
yeah.
I tell you, you know what? Like both of those groups got me. The Midwest Tele dads when I did Mitch, and I said, "So, like, are you guys actually dads?" He's like, "No." And then none of the Tele mummies are moms; they're animal moms. I was like, "Okay, you guys got me," but yeah, they're just out there having a good time, spreading the love of Telemark, and yeah, it's
That's
awesome.
what it's about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And in a way, Molly and we're trying to do that too. We've got our own little small YouTube project going on.
Oh, do you? Very cool.
Some videos. Yeah, it's called Cascade Telemark.
Okay.
And we're actually working right now on a movie for this season, hopefully. So far, so good. We started filming it the last couple days here in Whistler.
Nice.
But the kind of goal is for it to follow the kind of season life cycle for a teleskier.
Oh, right on.
Starting out with kind of, rough conditions, rough legs, not really totally remembering why or how to do it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to introduce other characters, hopefully the tele team members, and really highlight the festival and kind of show this growing community.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
When you were talking about the first day, I remember when COVID was happening and places shut down and we weren't skiing as much. I went back the following year and we were off. I don't know. It happened in March. We didn't ski the next year. And I live out in the country, so we cross-country skied in fields and in the woods and stuff. When I went back to the mountain, the next year, I remember that first turn, my legs were like, what the hell are you doing? You know, but then,
I can relate to
but
that
then like
feeling.
breaking in new boots, I did this one run I always warm up on, and I was like, those are the best turns I have done in my entire life. My season can be done now. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, like,
And your legs were maybe done for the day after that perfect run too.
No, I warm up on this very gentle run. It's about, I don't know, 200 yards long, and then it dumps into something tougher. But yeah, that's where I always go and warm up. Yeah. So, no, so that's fantastic.
I feel like early season, you can kind of get that, you know, the feelings back, and you can feel like you're doing good, but man, does it take a toll.
Oh yeah.
On the untrained legs. You know, Molly's been doing a lot better at preseason conditioning than I have. So
I'm a bad judge of age, but I'm going to hypothesize Serge and I might be the same age. I may be a little older, but there might be 40 years between you guys and me.
It's possible. Maybe me especially.
Yeah.
Well, this year I got into the age when I can put some extra money into my 401k.
And I see that's a whole different thing about that, because I don't we don't have 401ks up here.
Right.
You know, we're all we do our own similar stuff, but I don't know about putting extra money in. So yeah.
Molly is feeling better because she should, because Brian and Molly just released a series of videos on how to prepare and how to work out get ready for telemark season.
Yeah, we had a season training session last season. We put that out before so people could kind of follow along, and you know, if you want to take that extra step to get yourself, in my opinion, using the muscles that I feel when I telemark ski, I made a little bit of a course for people to check out. So that's on our YouTube channel, Cascade Telemark.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Because I when I was looking and starting out, that was one of my pain points that I saw, is like, how do I prepare for this when I'm not on the hill? Because like, it gets so intimidating when you're on the hill, especially because I was learning with people who already knew how to telemark, and you know, I switched from alpine, where I was very comfortable, to something that humbled me very quickly. And so anything that I could do to prepare myself a little bit more was something I was willing to try. And so I couldn't find those resources when I was starting, but I was lucky enough to have a support person to help advise me through the telemark turn and telemark whatnot. But that preseason support and training, I think, is really important and has helped me this year. So I was glad to be able to give a little bit of that resource out.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, so seeing that I have two well-seasoned young alpine skiers, I'm going to say, because I can never get this answered. So maybe, former, yes. And I didn't, and the only reason why I don't know is because I didn't spend a whole lot of time of my life alpine skiing. When I telemark ski, I ski with my toes all the time. I can feel my toes working inside my boots all the time. Are alpine skiers like that also?
Well, I think less so, because with alpine skiing, you're really taught to drive the shin and, you know, do this forward pressure on the boot, which pulls your feet back.
Yes.
And almost, you know, desensitizes your toes a little bit. You know, you have so much cuff contact, and that's really where you're feeling the energy transfer.
Okay.
Whereas in telemark, I really think that spreading out the foot and feeling, you know, toe to toe, edge to edge. I mean, the toes definitely, I'm sure, you know, hardcore alpine skiers would be like, what the heck is he talking about? Toes are so important. But, you know, in my opinion, you know, it was really retraining that forward drive with the shin and just focusing on as much power to the front of the skis as you can, to kind of using your whole foot to transfer weight instead of, you know, just that kind of, traditional drive on the alpine skis.
We've been picking apart telemark skiing so recently, but it's I just want to highlight that note. The point of contact and the point of support is so different in the boot. It's so much farther up with the shin forward pressure versus in the telemark boot. Like, I feel like it's so much more dynamic in the ball of your foot and how your foot moves. So my toes are also very involved. Sean, you're not alone
Yeah.
there.
Her toes were getting a little tortured today. She had a little bellow bite going on.
Right, right. Oh, that's the best answer I've gotten so far. And Serge has got his hand up. He wants to contribute.
Yeah, as a well, quote unquote retailer and somebody who had fit a, a few hundred people into boots. I I have a little pet peeve about the boot size
Right.
and all this the misconception going on online, like new boots are smaller and things like that. Um, I was gonna say that in alpine skiing you can only feel your toes if your boots are too big or too small because they're
Okay.
not properly fitted because
Okay.
then you have to do the
The claw.
bird claw
Yeah.
cleans or you just fill in them because they're just too tight.
Right.
So but it's my personal well last couple of years all this people are doing these favors to other people online by saying that size up on the new boots because the BSL is shorter
Right.
and the correlation of BSL and Mondo size, there's a direct correlation. Sorry, I call that fertilizer.
Right.
Should I keep it,
You could say BS
I
on
don't
here.
a new word for bullshit. No,
Yeah.
because Mondo size is a Mondo size,
Right.
and so many people unfortunately get those boots for comfort fit,
Right.
and then they suffer because they're just way too big,
Right.
and
I don't think people
anyway.
realize how much the intuition liner in the Scarpa boots molds to your foot too after some number of days of skiing or getting them properly fit.
Yep.
I can say with experience, the boot that fit me correctly didn't always feel perfect, but once that that liner molded and it was really for my foot, it fit really well. So I think part of it is also if somebody has the ability to try on the boot and they just shove their foot in it, they sometimes feel like they need a larger size. But I agree with Serge. I have the exact same size boots that I used to have in the old TX.
Right.
And, they fit like a glove. I have one spot kind of on the last that I feel like could maybe be expanded a little bit, but it's not a length or overall fit issue.
Yeah. My problem is length because I have like a size 14 foot.
Right.
Well, that's the new boot event size up, right?
Yeah.
So have you tried the new 31?
No, because I still have a brand new pair of the yellow comps.
Okay, well,
It'll be a while before I need new boots.
And you come over to the festival. You will have a demo of size 31.
Yeah.
And you will be able to ski them and try them on.
Yeah. Well, I ski 30s now. I'm because like the intuition liner, I get them baked and they work to my foot. So
right.
Yeah.
And speaking of the intuition liner, also most people don't realize when they're saying that the boots are expensive. Scarpa boots come with intuition liner included.
Mm-hmm.
All other boots have their own brand liners, and it's called call them moldable, heat moldable, but they're not the same as the top of the line.
Right.
Arguably the best moldable boot, aftermarket boot. That boot nowadays costs $250.
Right.
So when you buy Scarpa Tele boot,
yes,
you actually save that includes that $250.
Right.
Which when I bought the first crispy boot, I went into a boot fitter and he said, okay, well, you want to throw that liner away.
Right.
And here's the intuition liner. And they molded intuition liner for me, and I actually love the boots.
Right.
So with Scarpa boots, that is included into the price.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. No other brand includes intuition liners.
That's right.
With their boots.
Yeah. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Maybe you guys, if you want to share where we can find each and every one of you, if you want to do that now.
Yeah, Serge, go ahead. Get that website plug out there.
No, you guys go ahead and I'll wrap it up.
Okay. Well, Molly and I, you can find us on YouTube under Cascade Telemark. We're not really on the other social media sites, even if we have shadow accounts there. Mostly we're just posting on YouTube.
Good.
Yeah, hoping to have some more informational content come out over the next year, as well as this movie project we're working on. It was definitely, that was an intense workout program we put together. So hopefully somebody out there enjoys it. But yeah, that was kind of our thing last year, was getting that preseason deal out there. And this year we're really diving into a little bit more of the cultural tele shenanigans. So
right on. Now, do you guys have an
Yeah.
exercise science background?
I'm a certified personal trainer. I just have
okay.
some personal background doing stuff. So it was really something that I saw as a pain point for me, of being like, how can I prepare myself better for this? And then, you know, I had some resources and some background that I felt like I could put a little bit of knowledge out there. But, you know, we don't take things too seriously, but any kind of movement is better than no movement in my book to get me prepared for the slopes.
Motion is lotion for the body.
That's right. Motion is lotion.
Yes.
I did a little bit of PT background. I was a technician there for a while, and it was crazy how much, if you keep using your body and show it some love, that it'll just keep.
And then there are people like me who use their body and it's been abused and it's breaking down.
You're still telemark skiing, so you must be doing pretty good.
Well, you know what? We talked about this last night with Murray about how great it is, you know, because it's so dynamic. Like,
it works everything. It's a full body workout.
Like, I injured my right ACL in dryland training for basketball in university 40 years ago. It's atrophied. I don't have an ACL there. Neither do I have medial menisci in either knee.
Yeah.
And so it's just bone on bone. And whenever I do alpine turns on my telegear, it's like, oh, why you do that? It freaking hurts. Like, just stick to telemark, because there is no pain when I telemark ski.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gives the joints a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah.
The alpine can be really aggressive when you're trying to stabilize and fight the terrain. So
that's right.
That.
Yeah.
It's good that there's an outlet for everybody.
All right. So thanks for doing the preseason video. I'm going to promote that. I'm going to put it up there. I'm going to go search it and put it out there. So yeah. Serge, your turn.
Thank you. Well, riseoftele.com.
Yep.
Is where the magic is.
Okay.
I just realized that it's not really easy to spell out whatthefast.info, and whatthefast.com domain was registered by somebody else. So you can also try freehill.info.
Okay.
Or for the festival, you can WTFEST.info.
Okay, right on.
Yep. Yeah, that's my the geek part that doesn't think about marketing.
Right.
The online, there's Facebook, Rise of Telemark group.
Yep.
And there's also Rise of Tele on Instagram. Still working on the social media side. I'm a little bit. I used to call it perfectionist, but now I'm just high standard kind of. Call it high standard or.
Come on, man. We're telemark skiers. You know, we gotta. We're humble. You just throw it out there, and it is what it is. Because, like, I used to heavily edit these podcasts, and I was like, that takes so freaking long. So I've learned to monitor my speech patterns, and I hardly edit a whole lot these days.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Right. So, that's where you can find riseoftele.com. There's basically just a central hub for everything, including the festival. The festival is in third year. we had 70 people first year.
Yep.
We had 140 people registered. No, I'm sorry, 130 people registered plus volunteers and resort team. The second year, we learn every year that, first year we learned that I overplanned. The second year we learned that, we kind of know what people expect. The three
Right.
things I mentioned earlier. But, we missed out that 3 dozen pairs of telemark gear, telemark ski setups, and 4 dozen tele pairs of tele boots is not enough for 140 people
Right.
for the demos.
Right.
So we're learning, we're improving every year. We're adding more telemark clinics this
Yep.
year as well.
Right on.
We are lucky to have more people that are able to, guide and teach this year. So we're looking forward to having even, a better. Each festival has a theme. First year there was first tracks because it was first year.
Right.
Second year, here we go again because, well, we're doing it again. So it's turned into annual event. And this year it is the slogan is one turn, one tribe. It
Right.
is about celebrating the telemark community that is very unique community,
Yes.
very welcoming, non-judgmental, very warm, and awesome community that actually I didn't feel like that being an alpine skier.
Right.
So yep. So hopefully we're gonna have people join us and for this third year
Right.
at Mission Ridge, and that's gonna be was it
6
sorry,
weeks.
January 10th and
Yeah.
11th,
Coming up,
Saturday
like
and
a month
Sunday.
away.
Yep.
It's just a month away. That's crazy.
When you were talking about non-judgmental, I always think about when I would get some friends they haven't skied for a while. These would be young people. I said, man, you got to do telemark. They're like, okay, well, why would I do it? I said, you're going to suck anyway, so you may as well telemark.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, they want to try tele and still keep up with their alpine buddies, and that's kind of what a lot of people, the trap a lot of people fall into, and it can be a totally different experience when you're around other tele skiers and other people kind of moving at your own pace and everything. So
it was interesting. I stand at the top of this one run. I call it Lakeview, but I don't think it is. And a couple of years ago, and I used to race tele, and this coach goes by me on alpine stuff, and he's got his jacket with all his fancy badges on and all that sort of stuff. And he looks over at me because I used to run Telemark Ski Canada, and I have my jacket that just has the badge on the back. And he gives me a head shake like that. And I was like, okay. So I took off. I get down to the bottom of the hill, and I wait for him. And as he goes by me, I give him that little head check. So you don't always have to be slow on the hill.
That's true.
Yeah. So anyways, thanks so much for sitting down with me and giving me all that information, your background information. I hope that people in the West Coast in Canada and in other places in the U.S. Decide to go out to Wenatchee in Washington and hit your Mission Ridge or the the Wenatchee Tele Fest, right?
Plug the fest.
Yeah, plug the fest.
Plug the fest.
Yeah. All right. Thanks again.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Love
you
the
so
chat.
much. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Well, there you go, folks. Another episode of the Skipper Report. A gigantic thank you to Serge Baranovsky, Molly, and Brian Hitchens from Rise of Tele for sitting down and sharing their stories and how they got introduced into telemark skiing and how the Rise of Tele came about and how their Wenatchee Telemark Festival, what the festival in Mission Ridge Ski Resort in Washington. So you need to check out their socials. I just checked out the Cascade Telemark YouTube channel. Looks great. Make sure you hit them up. Show everybody the love. And don't forget, like Serge says, search out the local telemark retailer. Anyways, huge thank you again to Serge, Molly, and Brian, and to you guys for choosing to listen to the Skippy Report. Peace out.